What's up, everybody? Travis back. It is time for the full decon process where I got the name Decontamination from decontamination. It's time to do it on the 22 M3 competition xDrive, the G80. So I've had this car since April 1st, March 31st exactly. The previous one I had got February 15th and traded in on this one, as you know, if you follow the channel. And it's now August, and it's time. I just have not had time to do it from then till now. So I'm ready. The car has like 4,800 miles on it. So it's time to do it. I tell you what, just if you don't want to take the time to ceramic coat your car, just the Obsessed Garage drying aid as a topper after just maintenance washes is really hydrophobic and keeps it slick. And if you're washing your car once a week, it actually does pretty well. So it's pretty impressive. But so what we're using today, Obsessed Garage decontamination soap. I've got about this much left of the bottle because I used it on the 22 rear-wheel drive M3. Then I used it on the F-150 that I did, and also used it on the C8 Corvette that I did that I didn't film actually. So I've got just enough left, I think, for today to do the M3, and then I need to order some more. So this is going to strip everything off. Just any drying aid I would have on there, or any kind of topper. Just get that down to the raw paint. And I think what I'm going to do today is, it's so hot outside. I actually just finished watching the Jetta so I could drive that around all week. Changed my shirt because I was soaking wet. Just finished filming that. I think I'm going to decon the car. Gonna iron remove, and then when I rinse, instead of drying it, I'm gonna pull it in and then dry. I usually dry it first and then I pull it in just so it doesn't get the garage so soaking wet, and I usually have enough time to get it anywhere it doesn't spot, and then I can just finish up from there. But the car's been outside today in the sun, baking now for a couple hours, so I know the paint's hot. So I think I'm just gonna rinse it and then bring it inside, and it'll just be wet in here, ready for clay. I'm not sure, haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the clay tonight. I would like to, I kind of want to, just to have that part done, but just may not have enough time. It's already 5 o'clock. I have enough time, but I just don't want to be too burnt out and I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning to get to the gym. So let me get the camera set up. And I already have my pressure washer, everything else set up from doing the Jetta. So I'm gonna get all that stuff ready and we'll get started. All right, you already know we start with wheels first. And if you can see, they are absolutely done, like filthy. And it's not even so much that the brake dust is so bad because I have these Carbotech brake pads on there, but it's, 2 straight weeks of driving in torrential rain every day, and 3 different road trips of about an hour drive there and back. So they're absolutely filthy. So we're pulling out something old that we tried once before, brake buster. So P&S brake buster, gonna give it a try again, only because somebody said it has a rust inhibitor. So might keep my rotors from getting rusty. But let's see how well it can clean. That's what I was disappointed in the last time. So Obsessed Garage, gun with the swivel, Mosmatic. Oh, just this gun setup's like $280, $280, and I got the hose, which is another 100-something bucks. In the Active 2.0. No, I'm sorry, I said the Active 2.0. That's about to come out. I had the Active VE52, which I love, you know that. Let's just rinse it out good. So then what I really want to do, that I'm going to film, is once I do the car, which I'm going to work on it every night this week and film. Once I do that, I'm gonna pull these wheels off, and I think I'm gonna ceramic coat them. Just do the whole thing while we're at it. All right, first is detail factory brush. Please, man, I'm getting a weather alert on my phone. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain, but it stormed earlier. That's why it's 5 o'clock and I'm just starting this. Pirellis are getting some wear on them. I haven't launched it really much, but 4,000 miles. It's really almost 5,000 miles. Let's get the fenders here. You know, at some point I may lower the car too, but man, I'm just so worried about the driveway. But most of my Houston buddies that I see and others, they'll have their cars lowered and they just look so good, especially in the front. I would love having it lowered with some wheels, some easier to clean wheels. There's some Edelweiss wheels that I've loved, that they're made just for the G80. They're made in Germany. I priced them out. They're like $5,800 with the tires. I think that's what it was. And that was with Michelin 4S's, Pilot Sport 4S's. Okay, I am trying a different brush, not this one. This is the Easy Detail brush to get behind the spokes. So we're gonna start there, but I pulled out 2 of my older Adams brushes. I'm just going back to trying them again just to see, man, if there's anything that can make these wheels a little easier to clean, just getting in all these spokes. You know, doing the actual barrel of the wheel like this is not bad. It's not a big deal. It's the spokes, man. The spokes are so intricate and they just get so dirty. This brush I like, this really gets in well. I guess if I wanted, I could get all in there, you know, but I've got another brush. I'm gonna give a shot to that. So let's see. So this is an Adams wheel brush here. So you would just kind of, you know, rub it around like that, which I guess it works fairly well. It's mainly these spokes that are just real hard to get in. I just haven't found one brush that I just love the most. I mean, I like the lambskin mitt that I use from Obsessed Garage, just because sometimes just using your fingers, I guess, is the best thing. Yes, mainly these spokes. And I have a little brush that I get in with the lugs, and to get in close there. So in here, you know, to get all in there. It takes so long and the wheels are so hot from being outside that everything starts to dry up. The brake buster. So I just have to give it a little hit of water, like I did, just to keep it wet. I got a lug nut brush. I'm just gonna get all in there with. just hit it a little extra. It doesn't hurt anything. And then I can get into the caliper with this. These little brushes are safe and soft. I have them linked up. I should be linked below, and you can get them on Amazon. These are not the Detail Factory brand. I have those as well that I bought for the interior. Man, those are some high quality brushes. I really love those. Let's rinse it off and see how that brake buster does. I guess anything will do okay as long as you really agitate it and scrub it. And when I take the wheels off, I'll probably clean them again. Matter of fact, I know I will. I think I did pretty good. It's not bad. I still see, you know, it's hard to get that brake dust all the way in the lugs, but I'm going to get that when I take them off. I'm going to get that. All right, so look, I can look on the timer. That's like 8 minutes to do a wheel. I think it took me 10 minutes to do all 4 wheels on the Jetta. It's crazy. All right, I'm going to get the other 4, and then we'll get prepped for Decon soap with foam. All right, we got the wheels done. Brake buster did pretty well, it looks like. Not bad. Some of the new wheel brushes didn't do as well as I thought, you know, but I cleaned them pretty well. They're 99% done, and I'm gonna pull them off anyway and clean them again to ceramic coat them after I do the car. So let's get this thing rinsed, and then we're gonna decon foam and wash, iron remove, and you know the drill. So the water on this car is just beating off like crazy, which is pretty awesome just from Obsessed Garage Drying Aid as a standalone. Now it's not so much on the side of the car because it's just been getting blasted by rain and mud water. You know, road grime, but the roof and hood is very hydrophobic. Now the Decon soap, the OG decontamination soap, that's going to pull everything off, which is what we want. So I'm just give it a quick rinse down. I'm loving this ducktail spoiler. It's just perfect. I wasn't sure about my decals either on the side, but I like them actually. Still just in love with this car. So if you remember in my previous videos, just to the first 2022 M3 that I bought it from Brian Harris BMW in Baton Rouge. And this one, the second one, I bought from Moss Motors BMW in Lafayette, Louisiana. So 2 different dealers. Both were great. I mean, Brian Harris didn't want to give me a second one, so that's part of the reason why, but also knew someone at Moss Motors, and I was happy to do business with them. But kind of had lost my, oh yeah, I lost train of thought, but I got it. So I got a call from the lady that I know at Brian Harris BMW in Baton Rouge this week, and she said, hey, I have a 2023 allocation ready to go if you want it. So in other words, there'd have been no wait. You know, all these people are waiting 8 months to a year, seems like, and I could have got it right now at 23. And the only thing different is essentially is the xDrive 8. You know, the full screen on the interior, which I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, just because it takes away all the buttons. You know, there's no buttons left. And I test drove an i4 with it, and I just didn't love it. I mean, I have to get used to it. Got to get used to it anyway, because it's coming. You know, it's just part of the world and what we're adapting to. But I turned it down. So I can put the Decon soap in the foam cannon, 150 milliliters, roughly 3 to 4 ounces. I'm gonna come fill it in my rinse bucket. But yeah, so I turned it down. I just don't have a need yet to get one. I might wait, you know, till 24 or 25. You know, if anything else changes, I'll see. I'm sure I'll get another one at some point. I don't know what color combo I would get. Lately I've been wanting Dravet Gray Metallic over Fiona Red interior with the carbon buckets. Or I've wanted Isle of Man Green with the white Silverstone interior buckets, but man, those would get so dirty with the kids. And I would also like the orange. Kailami orange. I forgot how you say it exactly. So, I don't know. But for now, I love mine. I love my Yasmarina interior. It's unique. Not a lot of people have it. I love it. All right, let's foam it. This Decon soap still foams pretty well, as you can see. You just need a good setup, and you got to put enough soap. That's the biggest mistake, is setup's wrong. So setup is wrong, and then people just don't put enough soap in their foam cannon. Don't be stingy. Use it. This soap doesn't have much of a smell, just a little bit. Nothing great, but it's almost unscented. I'm covering on the wheels too, just to give them a little extra Decon. Because I will. So yeah, I'm gonna do the shady side first. So yeah, I'm still just really loving this car. I mean, only 4,000 miles on it. And yeah, I could probably make money on it. You know, so part of me is like, oh, why shouldn't I just do it? But I love my car. I probably should have asked, what do y'all guarantee me a trade on it for? Because if that's the case, and I could buy it for sticker, you know, if I'd make another 10,000+ on it, and it starts to make you think. So the Decon soap, you're not doing anything different than just regular soap. It's just this soap is a lot stronger. It's got a higher alkalinity, I believe. Like it's not pH neutral. So yes, it can spot a couple little bugs on the front. And usually from using that drying aid, that Obsessed Garage drying aid, it keeps it just slick enough to where the bugs come off pretty easy. And ceramic coating is going to help that for sure. Probably going to get my buddy Greg, who has the C8 Corvette. He wants to come help me do the car. So I'll probably get him to come. Helps him to learn. Trying to go from top to bottom and just getting all the top area before I get to the bottom area. Then I'll flip the mitt before I get in one of these doors. See, these doors are already drying up. So I gotta make sure I keep it really wet. It's the only bad part, man. If I had an indoor wash bay. One day, when I become a bajillionaire one day, a multi-millionaire, y'all just wait and see. I'm at the sickest indoor garage wash area. Hey, Joey. Let's get in the back, and we'll be ready to rinse. So I'm going to rinse it really well, then I'm going to come hit it with the iron remover. Right now I have the Adams one. I don't have like a specific preference for iron remover. I haven't used too many of them, but the Adams one works fine, the Decon one works fine. Yeah, see now I lost the beading properties that I had. That's good. Tells you the soap's working. Yep, all this was beading a lot. So now it's not. Good. You know the term squeaky clean on a car, you really don't want squeaky clean. You don't want to be able to hear it when you rub your finger on it. But after this Decon wash, you do. Because you want it to be bare. You want everything off the paint. I can't wait to start polishing it. So I'm going to go Just Car Correction Compound at stage 1. I'm doing this 2-stage, although my paint looks good, just because I've got almost 5,000 miles on it. Probably could get away with a single stage, but I want to make sure this thing is pure and my coating lasts as long as possible. So it's all in the prep work, just remember that. Some use Just Car Correction Compound, might even use a foam pad, maybe not a microfiber cutting pad, like a foam cutting pad. And then I'm going to use, I've got a new Shimmy finishing polish instead of Sonak's Perfect Finish. I have Perfect Finish. I'm almost out. It's been pretty much impossible to order lately. Through multiple sites. I've tried Obsessed Garage. I've tried Auto Geek. Everybody's just out of stock. Back order. I guess supply chain issues, COVID, whatever. I guess we still have COVID. So I had that other one, and I think I'm going to try it. Shimmy has some really great products, so I'm excited to try it. I know it's got very little cut, more finishing. I spent a little more time than normal rinsing with this because I want all that soap out of there for sure. And this car has a lot of cracks and seams where that soap just gets hung up and around the roof line and around the windows and doors. I just want to make sure it's all gone. All right, make sure I rinse the wheels well because I put the soap on them. And we are ready for iron removal time. Here we go. Adam's iron remover. So I'm just gonna soak the car down with it. The sprayer's getting a little sticky. And man, I know this stuff's like really corrosive. Hope I don't run out because I do have more. Probably should have refilled it before I did this. Whew. Yeah, it stinks. If you know iron removal, it's smelly. Okay, my recording keeps cutting off. I think I need a new battery, but iron remover's done, car's fully rinsed. So it's still wet, I'm not gonna dry it yet. I'm gonna pull it in the garage and we'll get the next step done. Okay, car's inside. Sweating again, so I hope it cools off in here, but now the car's gonna stay in here for a good week. All right, so when I pulled it in, the battery was dead in the camera. So before I had a chance to change it, I came and just used my Ego 765. Came blow dry it really quick, just because I didn't want that water sitting on there and spotting. And I do see a little water on the top that I may just come and wipe real quick. Because you know the paint's kind of that squeaky clean rough that I was talking about because we stripped it, right? And I've got a pretty much clean towel here. Yeah, I didn't use this for anything really, so I'm just gonna kind of wipe it off, just so it doesn't get any spots on it. But I did that. I could have just clayed right away, but I was afraid that this stuff just sits on there, especially the Decon soap. It tends to streak if you leave it on there, which is normal. I mean, it's not pH balanced, like I said. So it more just bothers me to see that on there, which everything should come off in the clay. So that's gonna be next though. It's doing pretty good on timing, and it's only 6:15 actually. So I'm gonna get my clay mitt out. Okay, so I use a couple of things for clay lube, but I've been kind of sticking to this one. So sometimes I just use Adam's detail spray. It just works well. It leaves the surface pretty slick, and it's really no protection, so that's what you want. Lately I've been using this. So this is McKee's 37 N914 rinseless wash, and this is a multi-purpose bottle of formula, so you can use it for a lot of different things. You can use it as a rinseless wash, a waterless wash, a clay lube, or even a paint prep. Now I just use it as a clay lube, and I have some mixed already. You do have to dilute it, and it tells you on the bottle what's the parts to dilute it. So for a clay lube, it's 1 to 128. So 1 ounce of water to 128 ounces. 128 ounces of water, 1 ounce of the N914. So it smells great. It smells very clean, and it goes a long way. I mean, for like 28 bucks or something, or 25 bucks for this bottle, you can see how much I've used, and I've probably filled 4 or 5 of these for my wife just to use as a household cleaner, with the same dilution as a waterless wash. I don't like it very much as a waterless wash in the car, so I don't use it for that. It leaves it a little more squeaky clean than slick. So it still works though, but I like it as a clay lube. So I already have some mixed in this chemicalized bottle, and have it labeled clay lube. It looks clear because you're barely putting anything in there. So I'm gonna pick that up, but look, I also use a Nano Skin Auto Scrub pad and I got the handle on it. So this is pretty awesome, much more efficient than a clay bar. All right, so I'll bring my rolling cart around with me. I do have some extra that I've been using in this press-all bottle. It's the same thing I put in there, just labeled it clay lube. I like it, but I need to use the one that's in the chemicalized bottle. And these bottles aren't bad, they're just not as pretty, but sprayer works pretty well for cheap on Amazon. So let me get the camera here. See if we can get you kinda on the roof area. And I've got just a couple of 365 GSM edgeless towels from the rag company just to wipe up after. Now this I use liberally, so let me prime this. I'm gonna soak this down. Yeah, it smells clean, that's it. That's the N914, just making sure that's what's in there. So I use a lot of this, so if it makes a mess, don't worry about it. You want this thing sliding, and you could hear it picking up everything. I'm just giving it a little pressure, just rubbing it. Kind of that same crosshatch pattern you're using everything else, just to make sure we get it all. You can do this on your glass too. So once I do a big section, kind of like that, see I did this entire half of the roof already. I'm just gonna wipe it up. Just soak it up with a microfiber towel. Any kind of big drying towel would work. So I've got a couple of towels, because it's gonna take more than a couple probably. That gives it a nice smooth finish already. Just a little damp. Okay, just gonna let that dry. Really well, it's very smooth. I could tell the part that I did versus what I did not do. Yeah, that's good. All right, we'll come back here. So I'll be able to show you back here. I'll do the window. I'm gonna be careful on my decal, and I'm gonna do the trunk deck lid as I work my way around. So I'm gonna do this half. See, when it wants to grab sometimes, your hand tends to come out. It's a little grabby. I think that's just the glass is grabbing it a little more. Really no rhyme or reason to how to do this. Just put a lot of lube, cover the whole area. As long as you get it all. Can't use too much of the spray. If the car is wet as well, it just helps. What's good about using the N914 as a clay lube, or any clay lube, is it kind of gives it a wipe down at the same time. So it kind of cleans it. If there's any residue left, it just helps remove that. Okay, so next what I usually do is the windshield. After the windshield, I do the hood, and then the entire top of the car is complete from front to back. So definitely clay your glass, because you get a lot of grime on your glass. I can just go under the windshield wipers. So one thing you guys have not seen me use is I have two polishers that are new. You hadn't seen me use. So when I did the F-150, I used the Griot's G9, and really just wasn't satisfied with it. Just felt like it didn't have the power. So I returned it. I bought the Adams SK Pro swirl killer, which was like double the price. The Griot's one was like 150. The Adams one was about 300 roughly. Might have had a coupon to make it a little less. But so I bought the Adams one, and then my buddy Greg surprises me with a Rupes LHR Mark III, you know, like top of the line one for doing his, for helping him with his Corvette. So now I have two awesome polishers. And I really hadn't used the Adams one yet because I had ordered it planning to use it on Greg's car, and then he shows up with the Rupes. So the Rupes has been awesome. It's just super smooth. I mean, you would hope for a $500 polisher. That was really cool. Greg's just a good guy. Really good guy. So yeah, probably gonna bring him in to help me do the rest of this car, so you may see him on video. All right. So windshield's done. Okay, let me reposition and we'll get this hood. So, you know, before this car came out, the whole talk was the front grille. Well, everybody should be over that by now because the front grille is pretty legit. Certain angles it doesn't look great. You know, it's not perfect. I still rather the F80 front end, my previous one. But this thing, like from a head-on shot, low, just looks so mean and intimidating because you got the wide fenders. You know, it sits wide, the grille's aggressive, and it's become a very unique thing. And I've gotten stopped by so many people asking me about this car more than any other car that I've had before. Even more than a grabber lime, you know, like electric green Roush Stage 3 Mustang. That was loud in color, loud in sound. So if I had to get another car, and if I had to get rid of this one right now, I would just get another one. Because there's not a time that I don't get in this thing and just enjoy every second of it. And it's not just the driving experience, it's the tech. You know, the whole infotainment system I love. I love the wireless CarPlay. I actually think the Harman Kardon stereo sounds well. And I like audio. And it sounds, for a stock system, it's one of the best. So I just love every bit of this thing. Now, if somebody wants to give me $100K for it, like a lot of these have been going for, then I'd probably say take it, and then I just order another one. But what would be cool is, Daily Driven's done it, is if I did trade this in, then document the process of ordering, because I didn't do that on this one. Maybe do performance center delivery. That'd be really cool. You know, I could do that. All right, so the top is completely clayed. That's all done. Okay, so now I just got to get the front grille. It's a little dark, I know. Sorry about the lighting. There we go. I just got to get the front grille. These lights, by the way, are pretty legit. You can see on the wall. You can't even see because it's so bright, but it's right there. There's these LEDs that I have from Lowe's, just in case you ever need some good lights. See them on the side of my mirror. Right there. They just plug in their LEDs, they're bright, so they're good for detailing. And they're like 37 bucks, I think, 35 bucks. So, pretty good deal. So I need to clay the side. I need to do the windows and the side of the car, front grille, back end, and then that's going to be a wrap for today. So I'm going to pick up the filming on the next stage, which is going to be, man, we're ready for some paint correction. That's my favorite part. I don't know, maybe applying the coating now is my favorite part, but we're going to tape it off, and we're going to tape it off next. And then tomorrow night, we'll start some paint correction. So, all right, appreciate you sticking with me and just sticking there, listening to my talks. You know, I know it might not be the most exciting channel, but I just talk real and just talk about life. That's all. So I live a very blessed life and a thankful life just to be able to experience things like this. So just trying to share some of those things with you and educate you. So stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. This is just the beginning of the process that I've been waiting for in this car, on my baby. So appreciate you guys very much. So stay tuned.